Welcome back, trainers, and in this video we're going to be going over more in depth on how you could potentially take out Mewtwo, and as well as what I just invested in. I just spent over around 1 million Stardust, which I don't think I needed to do, but I just want to make sure I'm that much more prepared than I was, as well as going into other raids in the future, specifically Mega Mewtwo. Alright, now it's going to have two different types. It's just going to be a pure Psychic type as a Mega Mewtwo, and then it is going to be a Fighting and Psychic type as well. Therefore, the Dark types are not going to be effective towards it, so you're going to have to rule those out. But for the Mega Mewtwo itself, I went ahead and powered up a couple of different things, so we'll take a look at that to see what's safe to invest in, because, I mean, you could spend a lot of Stardust on a couple of Pokemon that you may just use a couple of times. That's why I like to invest in things that will have multiple uses for raids, for PvP, and for multiple raid bosses in general, depending upon what I'm powering up. If it's like a bug type, it's like mediocre, like I don't know if I should really invest in that. You know, bug is a unique type. I do enjoy it. It's funny because that's where I do believe most of Pokemon stem from. The creator loved for his love of bugs, but they became the most, I want to say, they're not useless, but they're not as useful as they could potentially be, seeing that that's where they generally came from, the whole concept here. Alright, now taking a look at 100% IV Mewtwo really quick, it is going to be non-weather boosted. It's going to be 2,386. That is a 100% Shadow Mewtwo from the raids, so 2,386. Weather boosted under windy weather is going to be 2,984. That's 2,984 under windy weather. So keep those down. I don't know what there was a video where I said IVs don't matter. They're just random. No, they're specifically set for these raid bosses. So there you have that. Let's go ahead and take a look at my power-ups here. So I went ahead and just look, I got a great shiny Shadow Larvitar. I got a shiny Shadow one day, and then the next day I got a Murkrow, which didn't have good IVs, but nonetheless it's still a shiny Shadow to add to the collection here. So this Larvitar is amazing IVs, and I'm going to go ahead and power it up. Now, one of the reasons why I'm going to max it out to 50 is because I have enough to actually make another Tyranitar at level 50, non-Shadow, so I can make its Mega when that does arrive. That's something that you want to pay attention to when you're powering up Pokemon that do have a Mega and also a Shadow, because the Shadow could potentially do more damage, but the Mega could just simply outperform them as far as longevity, because it can stay alive longer. One specifically is going to be Mega Salamence. I invested in the Shadow Shiny one, had a horrible defense, pretty much is like 1, but it hits like a truck and it's doing more damage than its actual Mega. But it can't really stay in the fight as long as Mega Salamence can. So now, I used all my Mega, or all my XL candies on the Shadow, and now I can't power up the regular one for a Mega. So, this is a little example for that one there, okay? Alright, now when it comes down to which Mega you should use going into Mega Mewtwo right now, I'm really going to go hard on talking about this because I can't emphasize how difficult it is going to be for you if you're not prepared. Again, if you're in a big city and you have lobbies that fill up until 20 immediately, and then as soon as that fills up you get another one, you don't need to worry about this. You do not need to invest the way we do, okay? Alright, so taking a look at my Dark and Ghost types, but first let's talk about the Megas. Now, Mega Gengar is at the top with the highest damage output. Now, if it doesn't have, say if it has Focus Blast and Psycho Cut, that's going to be a decent move combination for the Gengar to go up against massively resisted to the fighting, and then Psycho Cut's really not doing too much damage to it, although when it becomes enraged, it's probably going to do a decent amount. When it comes to Confusion and Gengar, forget about it, especially when it becomes enraged. You're going down instantaneously. So this is why I'm going to have to urge you to opt to go with potentially Mega Houndoom or Mega Bayonet. Mega Gyarados is also going to be working well for you too, because it's going to be Dark type and resisting that, and it does have Bite and Crunch, in which it will be getting staff from both of those and doing a good amount of damage. Now, I did opt to go with my Shadow Tyranitar because, let me see the IVs here, it is going to be an 11, 14, 15. And if you weren't aware, let me just make this clear, Shadow Pokemon are going to be outperforming the regular ones, even if they have 0 IVs all around. As far as damage, not staying in the fight as long, but damage wise. So this is an amazing specimen here, and it's shiny. Duh, I'm going with it. If it wasn't shiny, I would contemplate it, but since it is, you already know, we had to go with that. And we're still sitting at 421. Damn, we're just one over from 420. Are you kidding me? Falco only trashed one of those. Anyway, so I did do that. I sat there for like 15 minutes just looking at it on whether or not I should, because that is an expensive freaking investment. Secondary move as well, because we still have frustration on it, so we're gonna have to buy another move so we can actually use crunch, going with, of course, bite and crunch, and the thing is stacked up. Now, as far as the Pokemon that I'm investing in and that I find safe, hundreds things that are going to be viable for both Master League and for raiding. So we do have Yveltal here, as well as Giratina. Hydreigon, I just powered that one up too. Okay, so let's talk about that. I powered up Hydreigon, and I actually need to include a couple of extra tags on it here. It is maxed, and it is an XL Pokemon, so it's get those colorful tags going on there for it. This is a 100% IV. It is going to be one of the top attackers for it. You do resist the Flamethrower as well as the Psychic that it does have. It's not going to have Psy Strike. They don't have Legacies. If it has Ice Beam, Good Night Sleep Tight. We also resist the Thunderbolt, which is nice as well. Focus Blast is essentially going to be one-shotting me, I would assume, when it's enraged. But Hydreigon is going to be another great option here, of course, with Brutal Swing Community Day move. And I could potentially use this as well in the Master League, although it's kind of iffy because you're so weak to Fairy. But I did make that investment for this, and I want to just make sure you guys get the picture here and see what I'm putting my Stardust into, so you can make maybe the same decisions, or make a decision based upon what I'm powering up here. Of course, Giratina is always going to be a boss, and then you do have Darkrai, which I'm not feeling like I want to invest in that right now. I do believe both of these are 98. Yeah, 15, 15, 14, both around. So we'll just hold on to that for now. Plus, I don't even have the candies to power those up. But I'm gonna go in with Mega Houndoom, 100% IV, level 50, and Best Buddy. So I'm gonna equip that on the day and just go with that one, leading the charge. And it is hitting like a truck. I just don't want to go in there and have to deal with worrying about that confusion damage doing so much to the Gengar. Other people can use theirs. I'm personally going to go with Houndoom, as it is going to be a great Pokemon to go in there first to resist those moves potentially. Alright, now going over the top counters, we made a video on this, but I'm just going to condense it so you can see it all in one video here. Mega Gengar with Shadow Claw and Shadow Ball. I don't need to talk about the time to win here. Then we have Mega Bayonet with Shadow Claw and Shadow Ball. Mega Houndoom with Snarl and Foul Play. Shadow Mewtwo itself with Psycho Cut and Shadow Ball. Hydreigon at number 5 with Bite and Brutal Swing. Shadow Tyranitar with Bite and Crunch. Do you see why I'm investing in Hydreigon and Shadow Tyranitar? They're, number 5 and 6, and this is coming from Pokebattler. I personally believe it is the best site to look at for counters. It gives you, everything, all the statistics. There's no denying anything you're seeing here. Mega Houndoom again. That's, like I said, I'm top 3 here. Mega Bayonet, Mega Gengar are obviously amazing and outperforming it as far as damage. We'll talk about the damage for these ones. Mega Gengar is time to win 419 seconds. Mega Bayonet 436. Unfortunately, Mega Houndoom is going to be sitting at almost 500 with 492, so quite significantly behind Mega Bayonet and Gengar, which is like, should I use that? I don't know. If it's that much difficult, if we needed that much more of a little bit of a oomph or power to take it out, then we'll say, I'll restart and I'll use Mega Gengar, but I think we'll be fine. Mega Absol is another option that you can use if you do have that investment. As far as the candies, Snarl, Dark Pulse, Giratina Origin, Shadow Ball, and Shadow Force. Shadow Ball will work as well, I do believe. Mega Gyarados, there you go with the Resistance, Bite, and Crunch. It's sitting at 9. Goldingo with Hex and Shadow Ball. That's if you have one of those powered up, which it's not. You could do it because you do have the boxes. Mega Gengar, Psycho Cut, and Shadow Ball. Chandelure, Hex, and Shadow Ball. Shadow Weavile, Snarl, and Foul Play. Darkrai, Snarl, and Dark Pulse. Shadow Houndoom, Snarl and Foul Play. Mega Gardevoir with Charge Beam and Shadow Ball. Mega Ampharos, Charge Beam and Brutal Swing. Hoopa, Astonish and Shadow Ball. And then Mega Caesar, Hoopa, Yveltal, Lunala, Mewtwo with Shadow Ball, of course, and then Zaru with Bite and Dark Pulse. So there's those if you are looking to try to counter it. Now, taking a look at my team here, I love the fact that they added your parties to save to the server, because I wouldn't have been able to look at it. I could just memorize it, I suppose, but they were just specifically marked for your phone before, right? That was in beta mode. But the team that I have going on here, leading the charge is going to be Mega Houndoom, Hydreigon at number 2, Shadow Tyranitar at number 3. Number 4 is going to be Giratina Origin. Number 5 is going to be Yveltal because it is level 50. And then in the number 6 spot is going to be Chandelure. I couldn't make up my mind on what I wanted to use for the number 6 spot, so I just put Chandelure there. It is going to be a level 40. Everything in here is level 50 except for the Chandelure. And yeah, no, everything is maxed out. I think the Yveltal, let me double check that. Let me see if it's complete. Yeah, Yveltal's completely powered up. So we're looking good as far as I'm concerned. Now, we do have a full team. Well, let me see. So in my car, we're going to have 5, including myself. And then we're going to, I do believe, have 2 people in another car following us. So we're going to be ready to go and looking good. And I do believe I might, never mind, I'm not going to say it because I don't want it I just keep it to myself so we can have an exclusive thing without all these people copying it. So there you have it, folks. It's looking pretty interesting. And again, you want to make sure you invest in the correct things here. Like I said, I like to invest in things that are going to have multiple uses. And even if they don't, if they're specifically only good for PvP, then, this is my channel, so I kind of need to just make that investment. But I try to stay away from just dumping a bunch of Stardust into multiple of the same legendaries. Although that is a good strategy. If that's something that you have the money and time for, and the investment, then you go ahead and do that. But I like to make a diverse investment in all kinds of different things. Although I do have multiple legendaries powered up, or even the same type of Pokemon as well. But there is my game plan there. There's my team. I'm going to be leading with Houndoom. If for some reason it's not enough power for us with the 7 people that we're going to be having, 8 people potentially, then I'll switch over to Mega Gengar. Don't have a Bayonet. Let me see if I got a Bayonet here. Shuppet, and then we'll go all, let's see. Oh, I got a 90 freaking 8, and I have 260 XL candies. Oh, okay. We'll see. I'm not trying to, how much is this going to be? Okay, see, how much does it cost to power up a Shadow? Let's see, from base to start, from usually catch, level, yeah, it's costing you and if it's a legendary, it's going to cost you even more. But it's costing you around 650,000 Stardust, depending on that level that you caught it at. Plus the secondary move that you're going to be buying, which is usually around, I don't know, 50 to 85,000 Stardust, or 95,000 or more, or something like that. So that's going to be fun too. So I think if we needed the extra power, I'll just use the Gengar that I already have at 50 instead of powering up a whole new one, because as far as the team is concerned that I do have, it's millions and millions of Stardust invested in that. So fun stuff. But that's just the way it goes when you're into this game. Power up stuff. What are you going to just sit on the Stardust all day? If you're sitting on millions and millions of Stardust, that's cool, but I guarantee, I doubt that you've got all kinds of cool things powered up. And if you do, well, then more power to you. That's amazing. You did a good job. If you did enjoy this video, give it a thumbs up. Make sure you're prepared. And then another thing here, make sure you have those purified gems, because I'm going into this with 10 of them. I've got 10 ready to go, and I'm not using them right now. I'm just going to hold on to them, because in Raids, Mewtwo is going to be dumb strong. Strongest thing we've seen in the game, period, to date. So even if you have a group of people like 10, when it becomes enraged, you're still going to probably want it to calm down. And remember, you hopefully you'll be getting some of the Shadow Shards as you are completing these Mewtwo raids. Anywhere from between 3 or 2, right, to 7. I've gotten 7 before. So as you are beating these Mewtwo, you could potentially be getting the shards to get more of those purified gems right back, so you can continuously use them as a group together as you do your conquest to get your shiny Shadow Mewtwo, potentially with good IVs. Now the prize, of course, is going to be, here it is. I personally think an extra small shiny Shadow Mewtwo. Wow, could you freaking imagine an extra small, or an extra large, I guess, hundo or Hundo Shadow Mewtwo in general, yeah, that's going to get powered up immediately. You freaking better believe it. Anyways, thank you for watching. If you did enjoy it, please give it a thumbs up. You all have been smashing the like button and really showing your support for me, and I really do appreciate it. And remember, I do have a cool sponsor coming at the end of the month that you do not want to miss, so make sure you do subscribe and turn notifications on, because there will be plenty of giveaways. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all next time. Take care.